Alright folks, how you doing? So in this video I'm going to be talking about the character of Reva from the first two episodes of the new Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And of course a lot of people have made videos about this, particularly diehard Star Wars fans, and there's been mixed opinions about the show overall. Some are strongly negative, some are very strongly positive. I'm a casual fan, so I don't really have a dog in this fight either way. I was looking forward to the Kenobi show, but there's a lot about the character Reva that people are missing. My first thought, and pretty much my only real thought about Reva, is she's just like Anakin. And what I mean by that is like episode 2 Anakin. She's reckless, she's impulsive, she's aggressive, she's insubordinate, and she's sitting on a mountain of resentment and anger and severe emotional issues and trauma. So, to my mind, the real reason why Reva is behaving the way that she has been behaving is because of what we see in the opening sequence. Order 66 in the Jedi Temple. Her Jedi master was cut down right in front of her. She obviously went through a lot, and we get a little bit more background in episode 2 of Kenobi, that she came from the gutter. Now, whether that is literally or figuratively or somewhere in between, the reason why Reva behaves as she does is, she suffered from childhood trauma. And anyone who suffers from childhood trauma is going to behave in the ways that you see displayed. So I don't really have a problem with the character of Reva. I don't see her as, serving any particular political agenda or gender agenda or whatever. She's just, in fact, she reminds me also of Kylo Ren. So she, rather like Anakin and rather like Kylo, she behaves the way she does because of psychology, because it's cause and effect. Simple as that. It's because of the fact that she had a very rough upbringing. And when you have people who suffer from childhood trauma, they are going to act out, they are going to be impulsive, they are going to be insubordinate. And when I make the comparison to Anakin in episode 2, if you go back and watch it, you notice that Anakin, his dynamic with Obi-Wan, it's like, the far more talented student being held back by the master who's not as talented. It reminded me of that. Reva seems to be more talented and in the Force than the Grand Inquisitor is. Seems to have her head on right. And, if anything, what I took from her character is that she's held down by classism more than anything else. Not like any of the other ists or isms. I don't really want to go there. But like she's looked down upon because she came from the gutter, whether that's literally or figuratively. Because she's from a lower social strata. Well, didn't Anakin suffer from the same thing when he was at the Jedi Temple? Wasn't he looked down upon because he grew up as a slave, and he was older than the rest of the students? So he suffered from being bullied, and he was suffered from the prejudices of his fellow students when he grew up in the temple. Well, it's the same sort of thing with Reva. She was looked down upon and treated differently and viewed as lower. It also reminds me of Tyrion.
He's a Lannister. Might be the lowest of the Lannisters, but he's one of us.
Why is no one taking this into consideration with the character of Reva? There's so much other BS surrounding people's analysis of her character, but I just want to make this video to put a spotlight on these aspects of her character that no one seems to be taking into consideration. That she's more talented than her boss, which was the case with Anakin. Anakin was always far more talented in the Force than Obi-Wan was.
Your power's a weak, old man.
More aggressive, certainly, more impulsive, more reckless. And you see the same thing with Reva. Exactly the same. So to my mind, there's a lot of parallels between Anakin Skywalker and Reva. In more ways than one, and there's a lot of parallels there to flesh out. And I don't view her at all as a one-dimensional cardboard character or anything like that.
Time to go to school!
You will lose.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
The fact that we got a lot more of her backstory, just in glimpses, just enough to give us a peek, but not, overblown. It was just a glimpse of her background, in the conversation between her and the Grand Inquisitor. That she came from a background that led her to being looked down upon by her boss, who's you know, holding her back and doesn't appreciate her talents, and you know, is always kind of threatening to kick her out. Kind of makes me wonder why she hasn't already been kicked out. You know.
You're fired.
Chief, the planetarium party.
Oh, right. You're unfired. I need you. Come here. What do you know about high society?
Oh, well,
Don't answer that.
I think it's because she's more talented in the Force, and that's generally recognized. But again, isn't that a parallel with Anakin? Where, you know, Mace Windu particularly, he didn't want Anakin, but like the rest of the council kind of put up with Anakin.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
what?
Again, there's another parallel with Tyrion, you know, from Game of Thrones, where, you know, he's more talented than his siblings. He's far more talented in terms of his brains and his intellect than his brother and sister.
Out! All of you out!
But, you know, his father, Tywin, only promotes him to Hand of the King out of sheer desperation because he thinks he's lost his other son, you know, and he's shunned and pissed on and looked down upon, you know. Well, there's an old saying.
It's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
And we see that, you know, at the end of episode 2, where Reva stabs the Grand Inquisitor. Now, a lot of people complained about that as well, but treachery is the way of the Sith, and the Inquisitors are basically Sith light, aren't they? You know, they're trained by the Sith, you know, so why would they not behave like the Sith, you know? But yeah, Reva to me is not a boring one-dimensional character. She acts and behaves exactly like someone would do if they were put through the circumstances that she was put through. Severe childhood trauma, you know, trauma? I think I was trying to say drama and trauma at the same time there. Apologies. But severe childhood trauma, you know, growing up under a very rough background, sitting on a mountain of unresolved psychological and emotional issues. So no wonder she behaves the way that she does. And that's, like I said, there's a lot of parallels between Reva and Anakin, and to some extent Kylo Ren as well. Anyway, thanks for watching.